Hello everyone, today I'm going to be showing you how to create an MS-DOS virtual machine for doing whatever you would like to do with MS-DOS, for example programming or playing games on MS-DOS, but for playing games I'd recommend you use DOSBox. Now there are two things that you'll actually need before you start setting up the virtual machine. That is the MS-DOS boot disk. As you can see here, I got these disks from winworldpc.com. They have a lot of stuff related to virtual machines. And here we have our virtual machine manager. Now you can use VirtualBox or you could use VMware. I prefer to use VirtualBox. I find it's more compatible with DOS than VMware is, but VMware should work okay too. Now what you're going to want to do is go to New, select a name, and let's just do MS-DOS dev. Select the memory size. I prefer just using 64 megabytes of RAM. If you go too high, I believe MS-DOS will not work properly, and if you're too low, well, you won't have enough memory to work with. The type of operating system is Other, and the version is DOS, although it should do this automatically if it detects DOS inside of the name, but if it doesn't, then you'll know where to find the type and version of operating system. Create a virtual hard disk now, create, and select VHD. You could use any other ones, but I prefer to use VHD. It seems to work best for me, and it's much better when relating to compatibility with other software. And select the memory size. I recommend you just use 2 gigabytes. Again, too large memory, I don't think DOS will work properly because it's not designed for that, because of the 16-bit and 32-bit. Yeah. Anyway, storage on physical hard disks. I prefer to use dynamically allocated, just because, you know, therefore you could have several virtual machines and they wouldn't be clogging up your disk space. Now click create, and then start your virtual machine. Resize the window slightly. And increase the resolution. Or you can do that first and then resize it. Anyway, what you have to do now is you have to insert a bootable medium, as you can see here. And what you'll need to do is go to Devices, Floppy Disks, choose Disk Image, and select Disk 1. Then you can send the Alt Control Delete keyboard input. Never mind, I thought you could, but you couldn't apparently. So instead, you go reset your virtual machine. And now, there you go. So once you're on your MS-DOS 6.22 setup screen, you just go through with the setup. So what you'll do is click enter, enter, and enter. Formatting drive C. Don't worry, this is not your actual disk drive. This is disk drive of your virtual machine. And select your country, keyboard layout, and date time. For me, this is more or less correct. I don't live in the US, but that's fine. I recommend you just keep that as DOS. Then choose disk 2. Enter. Then insert disk 3 and click enter. And then remove all disks from the drive and click enter again. And there you go. You now have your MS-DOS virtual machine. As you can see, it's MS-DOS version 6.22 because this is, well, my favorite version of MS-DOS, and I suppose the most compatible version because it is probably I think it's the latest, no, you can't say latest, I suppose it's the latest release of MS-DOS, even though they're not going to release any more versions, apart from MS-DOS 7, but that's technically Windows 95, Windows 9X system DOS shell. You have all your files here. Well, there you have it.